Okay.
Okay, well, hello everyone. We are so excited that you've made the decision to spend your evening with us. My name is Amber Weaver, and I'm a National Marketing Director for the Juice Plus Company. And tonight I could not be more thrilled than to get to help you and your family achieve a greater level of health. And so we've launched something called the Healthy Living Revolution. And tonight we're going to walk through 3 doors. But I want you to know before we get started, this evening is meant to be laid back. It's meant to be super fun, you guys. So laid back that I even have notes here that I'm reading from to make sure that I stay on track. But you guys, let's jump in. What do you say? We're going to start with the first door being free resources. And we have this incredible team at the Healthy Living Revolution. It has put together so many free resources for you and for your family so that you can benefit and you can, again, achieve this greater level of health. No matter where we are, we can always improve. And so we've got recipes, tools to help you with clean eating, short webinars on trending health topics. We have a home fitness series, and we have a Start Strong program. It's designed to raise up a generation of active, healthy children who have a positive body image. I don't know about you, but I certainly wish that had been around when I was growing up. And so tonight, you guys, when we're done, the person who invited you is going to get with you, and they're going to send you a website that you can access all of these free tools through. The second thing that I want us to dive into tonight is nutritional support. And you guys, nutrition is the foundation of good health. We probably all know that we should be eating 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. But I don't know about you guys. Today, I did not have 10 fistfuls of, the rainbow. I didn't have all of that good nutrition coming into my body. However, our family has found a very simple way for us to bridge the gap between what we should be eating and what we are eating. And we found something called Juice Plus, and that's what we want to share with you guys tonight. We have 3 incredible people who have joined us and who are going to be sharing. But I want to tell you before we hear their stories, just a little bit about Juice Plus, how it's made and what it is. Juice Plus is simply 30 different raw, vine-ripened whole foods. It's non-GMO, it's NSF certified to be pure. And I love that it's like a salad in a capsule. I want you to know how it's made though, you guys. We all know we want our produce to be vine ripened. That's extremely important so that we get the most nutrition out of it. And so we allow the produce to become vine ripened. And then it's picked when it's ready. It's not picked early like that sometimes has to happen when it goes through the distribution process to the grocery store. And so once it's picked, it goes through a process where it's ground up. So it's like a grinding process. It's better than juicing. We're able to use the entire whole food. We use the peels, the leaves, the seeds when we can. And this is important because I don't know about you guys, I don't eat orange peels. But 80% of the vitamin C found in an orange is in the peel. So I love that I can get that extra nutrition when I'm eating Juice Plus. And then it's slowly dried at a low temperature to make sure that the live nutrients are preserved, and then it's put into a capsule or a chewable form. But I want to share with you what I love about it. I love that it's scientifically proven. It's the most researched nutritional product in the world. There are over 35 published, peer-reviewed medical studies that have been done and put into medical journals. It's food. It's not a vitamin. And so I want you to see tonight this label, if you can see this. This is a nutrition facts label. It's not a vitamin label. It doesn't have a supplement label on it. This is the same label that you would see on a bag of frozen broccoli in the grocery store. The government actually considers this to be food. There's no warning label. It's safe for people of all ages. It's safe for pregnant and nursing moms. It's safe for children, the elderly, and even professional athletes. And you guys, in addition to our Juice Plus gummies or capsules, we also have our chocolate and vanilla, whole food, vegan, gluten-free, protein, fiber, amino acid, fruit and veggie in a shake. Okay, this is a great quick breakfast. It's a great pre or post workout drink. It's a great healthy snack. And so I want now for us to just kind of pause and to hear from people who are actually using Juice Plus every day in their life. And we're going to start with my friend Jamie Cantrell. And Jamie, would you just tell us why you said yes to Juice Plus?
Well, I said yes to Juice Plus because I didn't really have a choice. The only reason I'm here tonight is because I was lucky or blessed enough to hit what I would call the wall. At a young age, 8.5 years ago, if you would have told me that my health rap sheet looked like this, I had chronic lower back pain, autoimmune condition that was really compromising the quality of my life, degenerative disc disease, hormonal acne, and just, the abnormal was becoming my normal. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I had lived a life in the health and wellness arena. So you would have thought I would have known better. But as a former Division I full scholarship athlete, I was paid to know how to treat the body. You guys, isn't the irony lost there? And what happened was my definition of health was measured in how many calories could I burn. And, outwardly I appeared fit and healthy, but inwardly, guys, my body was just on fire. And I want you guys to stop and think about what plagues you. We all have inflammation. What does it look like in you? Well, I didn't do anything to fix it. In fact, as a health and wellness teacher, I was coaching high school athletes about nutrition, and I didn't have those good practices in my life. And so that wall, I hit it. And I tend to believe that people don't change things unless they're diagnosed with something, or someone they love is diagnosed with someone, or they have challenges that kind of wake them up. So I'm grateful for that wake-up call. And what happened was a physician got real with me. I brought my children for the upteenth time into her office. We had become very good patients. In fact, all of the nurses in the office knew our names by name. And she said to me, "What is going on?" And I don't know if you guys have ever had those pinnacle moments, those moments where you're just frozen in time. And that was it for me. I started crying. I felt like a failure as a mother. My kids were sick because I got them sick. I felt like a failure because I was always unwell. And physiologically, I wasn't well. And then it started taking a toll on me emotionally. So Amber, you asked the question, why did I say yes to Juice Plus? Because it made sense. And I was in a place in my life that I needed it. And here's the reality. We all need a tool. We all need a tool. I'm just grateful that my physician was wise enough to recognize the power of real foods. And I'm grateful she had the courage to say, let's start. And so we did. And our family's been eating Juice Plus for 8.5 years. We were a traditional chicken nuggets and pizza and Pop-Tarts family. And because of that, we were sick. And now, if you were to look at the trajectory of our path, we are eating whole foods. We are healthy. We don't go to doctor's visits very much anymore. My chronic pain is at bay. I feel better at 41 than I do at 32. And so you asked me why? Why not? Why not?
Thank you, Jamie. That's so powerful, you guys, just to hear stories from everyday people who need simple solutions in their lives. And tonight, our friend Mick is here all the way from Colorado. Is that correct?
That's right, Amber.
And so it's great to be with you tonight. Share with us more about your journey and why you said yes.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Amber, thanks for having me on. And it's a privilege to be with you all. So I was very fortunate to learn about Juice Plus when it was first introduced to the world. That was 25 years ago. I think that's longer than some of you on this call have been alive. But back then I was a serious marathon runner. It's interesting, my story is amazingly like Jamie's. I was a marathon runner. Eventually I finished 26 milers. I was an avid soccer player like Jamie and coach, although I was never at the level that Jamie was as either a player or a coach. But here's the problem. I knew very little about nutrition. And a bigger problem, I would never allow anything green on my plate. I'm serious. Eat spinach, You have to be kidding. That applied to cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, you name it. Nothing green ever passed my lips. But I didn't know that was a problem. So when I started taking Juice Plus, I had no expectations of any particular results I would see, because frankly, back then, no one knew what to expect. No one knew what Juice Plus could do, least of all me. I just thought it might help with my sports. And the other thing to realize is that back then, I was just taking the original fruit and veggie capsules, 2 fruit, 2 veggie. Today, I take the berries, I take the omega blend, and I drink a complete shake most days as well. So I wasn't exactly setting myself up for success. So back at that time, as you can imagine, I was very fit, like Jamie was, but I was also very unhealthy, like Jamie was. So I was running 50 plus miles a week, playing soccer, indoor, outdoor, but I was unhealthy. My friends and colleagues used to call me the fittest sick guy they knew, or the sickest fit guy they knew. And they weren't joking. I was always getting colds, bronchitis. I had lifelong asthma, allergies. I was using all kinds of medication. I'd used antibiotics 3 or 4 times every single year of my life since I was very young, because my immune system wasn't up to snuff, and my immune system wasn't keeping up with my exercise load. So frankly, I didn't notice much at first, but after 9 months of taking Juice Plus, I had incredible results in 2 marathons that I ran 6 weeks apart. It was the Dallas White Rock Marathon, and then the Houston Tenneco Marathon, way back 1993, 94. And I knew what to expect, but what I didn't expect was both the performance and the recovery. My post-race recovery after both those races was nothing short of phenomenal. And I didn't get sick for the first time ever. No bronchitis, no antibiotics. And Juice Plus was the only thing that I did any differently. So I became a believer, true believer. Since then, I haven't missed a single day of Juice Plus. I'm too scared to miss a day now. My lifelong health challenges have all but disappeared. I've needed antibiotics only 3 times in 25 years of taking Juice Plus. And now at almost 72 years of age, I take no medications of any kind. Juice Plus has simply restored my immune system. And now there's so much scientific research, as Amber mentioned, to prove and to explain my results. Here's something even more amazing. Even my taste buds have changed. Now I love spinach and all those other greens. It's really amazing. So that's my story, Amber.
That is incredible. This was my first time to ever hear your story, and I am absolutely blown away. And, as you mentioned, your taste buds changing, I'll never forget. I'm a health coach, and a client that I was working with, she said, "I don't eat salads. I'm not a rabbit." And today, because she is a Juice Plus lifer, that's what I call her, just like you, Mick, she loves her salad, and she just still kind of gets irritated at me because I told her it would happen. So that's incredible. Well, Terri Luongo is with us tonight as well. And so Terri, would you share with us, I know you just had so many incredible things happen in your health. Tell us about your Juice Plus journey.
Well, I guess, thank you, Amber. Thanks for asking me to be on the call tonight. I guess I could say ditto, ditto, ditto. We all, Jamie and Mick and I, all have the same basic stories. I mean, my background is in fitness. I've taught in health clubs, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, into Texas. Step, slide, spin, high impact, low impact. And my immune system was failing very rapidly. I certainly was thin, but I was cut, but I was not healthy. My body became an inflammatory nightmare. My goodness, by the time I was in my late 20s. When I was in my late 20s, they were already cutting away gum tissue out of my mouth. And they told me I would not have teeth by the time I would be 45. They told me I had the mouth of a 90-year-old. I was in my 20s. And so from that, my gut gave out. I was 30 years old, and I'm diagnosed with IBS, and then, oh my goodness, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia. So by the time I'm 35, I'm not holding a microphone. It's taking me 3 and 4 naps to get through the day. I hurt from head to toe, but I always had great faith that I would get better. I didn't know what that was going to be. And like Mick, 25 years ago, a nurse that lived in my neighborhood started persistently calling me, telling me she had something that she felt might help me. And finally, she wore me down. I said, come and visit. And she walked through my front door carrying that twin pack of Juice Plus. And, you know, like Mick and like Jamie, you know, I was malnourished, but I never went hungry. All right. So here I am teaching fitness classes, but I knew nothing about wellness. And this woman starts to educate me about the power of plants, you know, the power of kale and beets and parsley. And I said yes. You know, she educated me that I did not have a vitamin deficiency. I took every vitamin known to man. My goodness, I read Fit Magazine. I read Muscle Magazine, all right, to find out that all of these supplements that I had been taking did nothing to prevent me from getting sick, and they were doing nothing to help me get well, only to find out that what I have is a food deficiency. So I said yes, and just like Mick and Jamie, you know, I was feeding my cells, and my cells said thank you, and cells become tissues, organs, and organ systems. Every system started to work better. And I'm here to tell you that, you know, 25 years later, there is zero detectable inflammation in my body, except when I, you know, trip and hurt my arm or wipe out on my driveway and give myself a concussion. Then maybe we have a little, but that's you know, my definition of sin is self-inflicted nonsense. And so when I do that to myself, perhaps, but other than that, zero inflammation. Oh, here's a good one for you. You know, all that gum tissue that they cut out of my mouth? Well, guess what? It all grew back. That's the power. It's not that fruits and vegetables are good for you. They're so good for you. They will save your life. There you go.
Wow. That's it. I mean, still, you guys, it just gets me so excited to think about the power of what we put on the end of our fork, the power of what we put into our bodies. And so I told you we were going to walk through 3 doors. And if you think that was amazing, just hang on to your seat. We've talked about free resources. We've talked about nutritional support. And now we're going to talk about the community and the culture and the company that makes all of this possible. And we're going to begin to just talk about, you know, the company behind and the business behind Juice Plus. And I want you guys to know before we dive in that 80% of the people who eat Juice Plus are just happy customers. We totally know that this business is not a fit for everyone. But as you hear Jamie and Mick and Terri share their stories tonight, I want you to just think about the people in your lives, because you may know people who need to hear this message. And this call tonight, it's a freedom revolution. We are helping families create and have freedom through improved health and through options. And so, Jamie, would you just share with us more about why you chose to join the mission behind Juice Plus, what that looks like in your life?
It's everything, Amber. I will tell you, it was a Thursday night, and my children were 1 and 3. And, you know, when you are a young mom with young kids, there was very few moments that you're not with your children. But this happened to be one of those rare nights, and I'm driving. And I want you guys to picture yourself. You get a phone call from a phone number you don't recognize. How many of you get those calls right now? And do you answer that call? I hit decline. That's what I do now, right? Well, something inside of me, I recognized the first 6 digits, the normal prefix of the town I live in, and so I decided to answer it. No kids, answer a phone call I don't recognize. What's going on with me? And on the other end of this phone call is this woman by the name of Terri Luongo. And I am a Juice Plus customer, a happy one at that, and she called to care on me, to love on me. Now, you guys, think about this. You guys buy a lot of products from the grocery store, from Amazon, from friends. How many phone calls have you received from these companies to call and check in on you, to see if you're happy, to see if you're loving the product or having a good experience. And that's exactly what had happened. So that's number one, that rang a big bell in my heart because nobody calls to care on people anymore. And this was different. And so I said to her, I said, oh my gosh, we're having a great experience. And she said, well, you must have heard me speak. Well, Terri won't tell you this, but I will. She's an international speaker on health and nutrition. I said, hey, no disrespect to you. I have no idea who you are. I went to school with your son from kindergarten through 12th grade. Tell me that's not by divine appointment. And so what we connected in this relationship, and she's become one of the most important people in my life. But here's the deal, what Terri didn't know, and this is where the fiery Italian inside of me really starts to light up, is that phone call came at a time when I needed it most. I had just retired from coaching and teaching, and it was the biggest privilege to come home and be a full-time parent. I've got to be home with my babies. But my identity, and I don't know how many of you can relate to this, my identity had always been wrapped in what I did. Corporate America, teacher, coach, whatever. And when I came home, I lost myself. The only thing I could tell my husband when he walked in from the front door, when he'd say, how was your day? I'd say, it was great. I kept the kids happy and alive. I had nothing to show for me. And I don't mean that to sound selfish. But what I realized is I was quickly going down a trajectory where there may be a day or two where I forgot to shower. And there might be a few days where I didn't do my hair. And I started to let myself go. That person that had all this vitality and passion and excitement, I started to forget who I was. And so Terri's call gave me butterflies. I had no idea what a home-based business was about. I had been approached by many, but I knew that whole food nutrition was something for everyone. So I said, you know what, I'll go. She asked me to come to a meeting, much like we're meeting here today. And in this meeting, there were a few things that really hit home. The product is the biggest form of prevention our family practices every day, non-negotiable. But she asked a question about how are we financially preparing ourselves for our future? What's our financial prevention plan? I didn't have one, and it scared me. She also asked the question, if time, money, or resources were of no objection, what would you be doing with your life? And you guys, I had no clue. Those two questions scared me so much that I said, okay, today's the day that I stop accepting status quo. Today's the day I stopped accepting table scraps by default. And I signed the dotted line because I knew I was worth it. And I came in with the idea of building a team because that's all I knew how to do. I'm a coach. I'm a soccer player. I wanted culture and team. But what I didn't know is that as the team and the culture grew, so did the paycheck, which was a nice bonus. So did my confidence. So did my self-worth. I had something bigger than me to fight for. And a couple years ago, and I'm sharing this with you guys now because we can't predict life. There are 5 things, I call them the 5 Ds, that are going to happen. Disease, death, divorce, disability, and disaster. And you're thinking, oh, that's positive, Jamie. But listen, I'm being realistic. I would not have predicted that my parents of nearly 50 years would divorce. I would not have predicted that my mother, who did not make a decision for herself, would suddenly go from this great lifestyle almost to nothing overnight. And as her daughter now, I am in a position to financially support her, but my heart breaks for her that she has to go back to work at 74 in a job that she does not love. She's missing the things that make her thrive in life. And guys, when I look at my friends and family, I look at people who deserve more. And so I am absolutely in this business obsessed with helping people understand that they have more to live for in life than just, oh, I'm getting by, my head's above water, you deserve more. And this business model, this company, this mission offers you a chance to live. I'm obsessed with living an exciting life, and I'm obsessed to sharing that with people that deserve it too. I'm watching what my mom's going through, and I know what that looks like. I don't want anyone to ever feel naive enough to believe that those things can't happen. So this business is a form of protection, full of culture, full of promise, and full of financial opportunity. And that is why I love this company.
Wow. You know, I heard someone say once, and I shared about the research, and Mick touched on that as well. We're the most researched nutritional product in the world. But the only thing that trumps our product is our business. And it's because of this culture. And Jamie, you are the epitome of that. And so you guys, Mick shared about his story, 25 years, not missing a day of Juice Plus. Share with us what it was. Our mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. Why did you say yes to the mission?
Well, Amber, having heard Jamie, I just want to say amen and stop there. I can't follow that. Come on.
Drop the mic.
Come on. But, okay, I will. Since you've asked me, I will. But the good news is no death, no divorce, no disaster in my story, but community, culture, company, absolutely. So different story, but very similar themes, I promise you. So, you know, you heard my story earlier, so you can probably guess that I am 150% proud to represent Juice Plus. I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more blessed. I couldn't be more privileged. So going back all those 25 years before Juice Plus, I had had a really good career with IBM, 23-year career to be precise, mostly in technical support with 14 years in management and never in sales. That's an important point I want to make. The Juice Plus business really appealed to me because in technical support in IBM as a manager, all we dealt with all day long were problems, problems, problems. And I could see that in this business, we would be helping people with their health and their wealth. Way more rewarding, I promise you. But even though I saw this business as our future, my wonderful, lovely wife, Jenny, we will celebrate 46 years of marriage this summer. And know another 15, 20, 30 years, I shouldn't predict, but I do predict we will still be together. I promise her that. But Jenny was a skeptical one. I was a believer. I was a believer in the product. I was a believer in the business model, partly because I trusted the person who introduced us to this business. He happened to be my boss in IBM. But also because as an engineer, I analyzed the compensation plan, and what I discovered was a work of sheer genius. However, Jenny thought I had the male menopause. I kid you not. Partly because, and this is serious, she was scared of the huge risk we were taking. You see, after 3 years living in Dallas, Texas, which is where we got to know Terri Luongo, our dear friend Terri, IBM was shipping us back to England. But we were going kicking and screaming. We simply did not want to go back to England. We did not want to leave this wonderful country. We love Dallas. We love Texas. We love Texans. That's all I can say. The problem was IBM wouldn't hire me in the US. This was strictly against their rules for people like me, international signees. So rather than go back to England, I quit. I basically walked away. I was only 44 years of age at the time, so this wasn't early retirement. But fortunately, this business did become our passport to stay and to enjoy life in this great country. And we are so glad we said yes. So you heard my story. You know how it changed my health, but the product Juice Plus. And eventually, Jenny, like me, we both felt compelled to tell people about it. And soon it became a serious business for both of us, allowing me to escape from the corporate world forever, allowing us to become US citizens eventually. And Juice Plus has provided our sole source of income for those 25 years. And without bragging, it's a substantial income. So over those years, we've been full-time with Juice Plus Company, working from home. We built an international business that's given us the time to travel. Much of it is a tax deduction. That's icing on the cake right there. And the money to enjoy our freedom. After reaching the top position of the company, Jenny and I started a 4-year adventure. And this was something that really sealed the independence, the freedom that this business model offers. Our adventure was to spend 4 years as full-time RVers, exploring 46 states and Canada, and doing it at an age when most people are too young to have that kind of freedom. In fact, people would say, how do you do this full-time at your age? And of course, we were able to answer the question. And then, once we settled down, we bought land here in Colorado, and I spent a dream year building our dream log home with our 2 sons up in the Colorado Rocky Mountains. And now, today, we live in a second, even dreamier Rocky Mountain home that was built by our 2 sons, who are now professional builders. And here's the clincher. We live 5 minutes, no more, from where our 2 sons, their wives, and our 7 grandchildren live. So what else? Well, I have the freedom to run our local Chamber of Commerce because I'm passionate about business. And just to close, today our dreams are bigger than ever. And our dreams include, in fact, they are mostly seeing family and friends like you join us on this road to financial freedom and reaching even greater heights of success than we have. So thanks again for having me on this call, and thank you, Juice Plus, for the opportunities to say yes to the product and yes to this great business.
You know, Mick, it's so inspiring to just get to be with people who really are living a life that they designed. And that's what I hear when I hear your story. So thank you for sharing that with us. It truly is just an inspiration. And we need people who want to bring people along and who want to bring people into this community and into this culture. So thank you. Terri, we want to hear from you. You have such a powerful health story. So tell us, what made you say yes to this company?
Okay, well, Mick, thank you. What a great story. And Jamie, wow, thanks for answering the phone. Guys, I think I said yes because I think it's when I saw the health of my children start to improve that I said I needed to share this with other moms. You know, as a family, we gave up our subscription to the Antibiotic of the Month Club. So I started sharing with moms. Yes, I wanted to do this business, but I wanted to do it on my terms. You know, I had my health back. So I did this business around the basketball games and at the soccer fields, the way so many of the moms do today. Things have not changed. And I love the fact that it was just $50. And I love the fact that there was no quota. I could have never survived in an environment with that kind of pressure, you know, quotas, you know, no inventory. I had friends that had closets full of lipstick and creams and garages full of baskets and cooking stuff. And when I heard, you know, no inventory, that was wonderful. I said, okay, I can do this. I did it on my terms. And, you know, 2.5 years later, I'm at the top position of the company and I'm loving life. I'm doing, you know, what I wanted to do. There was already great vacations and great gifts. And then 15 years ago is when I realized truly what a blessing this was, because I was one of those Ds that Jamie mentioned. I went through a divorce. And I have to tell you, instead of being a statistic, and the statistic is that in the first year after a divorce, a woman's standard of living can decrease and drop an average of 70%. And I was not one of those statistics. You know, I had made a decision that this was going to be my career. To tell you the truth, I found myself in this marketing plan. You know, I developed a passion for helping people get well. I developed a passion for helping families achieve a little financial peace because of this business. And because I was becoming more. You see, I like to tell people we walk in grace and we step into our power with this marketing plan. And so when I was going through the divorce, I was nothing but blessed. But I have to tell you what happened. You know, I watched a very significant 6-figure income walk out the front door. And I made a decision. I made a decision that year that instead of going into fear, I was going to replace that six-figure income with my Juice Plus career. And I have been able to accomplish that. And what I know today, guys, is that, you know, I told people 20 years ago that Juice Plus would be here for their unborn grandchildren. Well, I'm here to tell you now that all of you moms that are 30 and 40, this business will be here for your unborn grandchildren. And there is this piece of this business called residual income. Can you look forward 20 years? Imagine, like Mick and I, being paid today on orders that we wrote 25 years ago. Day in, month in, year in, decade out, paid on those orders. Well, the same thing will happen for you if you stay the course, if you walk in faith. And what I know is this: if you're teachable, willing to learn. To move through this marketing plan, it's about developing new skills and some new habits. And you can all do that. And today I know that my paycheck is a reflection of the thousands of families that I have helped reach a better level of health because I said yes 25 years ago. So come on along, guys. It's a wonderful journey to be a part of this mission.
For $50, you guys, $50 to own your own virtual franchise. And you've heard the stories of what it's offered to them. You know, I worked in corporate America. No one ever once came into my office and sat down and said, Amber, tell me what your dreams are and tell us how we can help you build them. And so I left corporate America and I owned my own business, and that business ultimately owned me. I was trading time for money, knowing that my husband was going to have to work at corporate America forever because we needed something. We needed insurance. And there's one thing that I want to share with you that I believe sets this company apart. You know, number one, yes, we have no glass ceiling. The sky is the limit with the amount of money that you can earn here. But there's something else that's really important for you to know, and that's that there is a corporate benefits package at our top positions. And I want to share with you just a little bit about that. This family benefits package includes medical, dental, disability, life insurance, long-term care, chiropractic care, prescriptions, along with college assistance, a holiday bonus. Mine is way bigger than my husband gets in his corporate America job. We always laugh about that. A monthly expense account. You guys, this business can be a short-term, you know, cash solution for your family, or it can be a long-term wealth building and retirement strategy. And just like Terri shared, just like Mick shared and Jamie shared, we know that there are people who are seeking simple solutions in their health. We need more voices. We need more people who will share that message. But we also know that there are families who are desperate for options. And so I don't know if our message resonates with you tonight, but I want to invite you, just like Terri said, to come on along. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us. You were at the right place at the right time, and you were here on this call for a reason tonight. I am forever grateful to the person who shared Juice Plus with me. I am forever grateful to the people who took 30 minutes out of their time to talk to me about this opportunity. And so tonight, I know that you were invited here because someone cared about you, and we're grateful that you're here. You guys, if you have any questions, get with the person who invited you. Make sure you connect with them to, at a minimum, get those free resources. Talk to them about nutritional support, and talk to them about this community and culture, because it truly can change your life. Have a great evening, you guys.